his favorite human being in the world.
Oh my gosh. How do you even start this? This is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. This may be a basketball player that you may not know that much about, but I'm here to educate. Pistol Pete Maravich is that guy. He was... Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to use it. I try not to say it too much. Enigma. I mean, just like, imagine a guy, right? Way before three-point lines. Basketball tapes out, and he's teaching you how to dribble the basketball, how to handle the basketball in such creative ways that have not been seen before. Think about the fact that you have this guy out here who's shooting, from damn near the volleyball line. You know what I mean? Out here and just amazing. This is the same guy who averaged I don't know how much he averaged, but he led he had the most points in college basketball history until Adam Morrison came around. We know how that went. So I say Pistol Pete Maravich still has the record for that.
I think he has the record for that still.
Let's see. I thought Adam Morrison broke it.
Oh no. Pistol Pete's college career stats are ridiculous. Give me a second.
Yeah, he averaged 40 in college. It's something ridiculous like that. That is he's definitely a player we should remember more often because when we talk about on this series a lot, the birthing of evolution, he was way before his time. He birthed every phenomenal ball handler, every guy who shoots long range and just chucks it up there and basically turns his back I know it's going in. That's their father. Yeah. He did that.
His stats in college were 43 points, 44 points, and 44 points. That was his 3-year career in college. That was his stats. Yeah.
Well, maybe Adam Morrison came in second. I thought he crushed it, but I'm not sure because nobody really remembers Adam Morrison.
So
I think he was
points per game.
Yeah,
maybe
I think total.
Points.
I think it's total. Yeah. Total, he crushed it. Yeah. But yeah, he's just before his time. He came in and he really was just phenomenal from the jump. I mean, take Jason Williams and then multiply that by 1,000. Because I mean, just one thing I could say, just go watch him. Go watch Pistol Pete Maravich highlights. Go see what he does on the court. It's ridiculous. To put this in simpler terms, and just as simple as I can make it, no Pistol Pete, no Curry. There we go. He was the first person launching it from that far. Just off a whim. Just oh yeah, I'm 60 feet from the basket. Splash. It's why? And then the real reason we don't remember him is because he never truly got to get loose as a player. What I mean by that is he wasn't played in the proper position. So just imagine a guy with great passing skill, great scoring skill, and his coach and just being born in the wrong era. And his coach is you should be back to the basket. You should be passing to your center. The center should be scoring all the points. You shouldn't be trying to do this. He just was born in the wrong era of basketball. If he was today's era,
dear goodness,
he would be the best point guard in the league, hands down. He was just way before his time. Way, way, way before his time. And he deserves his respect. Because without him, there's no Kyrie. There's no Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit Pistons. They're these long-range shooters, Luka, these guys who are really creative with the ball, who do amazing things. These go, wow, ooh, ah, ooh. There's nothing of that nature without Pistol Pete Maravich. Who knows how many people have probably dug up his old tapes and was and just went and watched them and was oh, I wonder if I can do a pass like that, or I wonder if I can do a crossover like that.
Magic Johnson said in an interview that he did.
That's another one. There would be no Magic. The greatest point guard of all time, who we arguably say is the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson, he even studied Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
There would be no Magic. There would be no Kyrie. There would be no Isaiah Thomas. Either one. There would a lot of these guys would not even be around if it was not Pistol Pete Maravich crawled so that everybody else could run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was just born in the wrong era.
Yeah.
In an era that was just expecting, it wasn't expecting the right things from. I mean, just imagine if like they had some kind of forward-thinking coach. It was like, damn, like he's like the best scorer I've ever seen in my life. Keys to the offense. You don't think he would have won more?
Yeah.
What do you guys say about that, Jay?
Man, what I gotta say about that is I completely agree with you. You know, he didn't really get let loose completely until Utah Jazz. His first team was the Atlanta Hawks. But he had, like, Lou Hudson. He might have had Lenny Wilkins. I think he had another big player on that team. So he wasn't allowed to really let loose. The offense was kind of built around Lou Hudson. It was pretty solid for his era. So, you know, what I love about Pistol Pete is, I mean, yeah, he's a 5-time All-Star, 1-time scoring champ, averaged 31 points per game and 5 assists one season, and, you know, averaged more than 26 points per game 4 times in his career, never had lower than 80% free throw line. Like, those are great stats efficiency-wise. But we have to take one, again, 6'5", point guard. Now, that's really tall, but what you have to love about this guy, and in my opinion, he has to be in the conversation for the most skilled of all time. Has to be. Some of the stuff that guy did. The ability to use one hand and do all these fake passes and all these hand movements and all these crazy passes that you just have never seen anything like that except from Magic. And it's not just great basketball mind. It's great flair for the game, kind of like Jay Will. Jay was a good comparison to that, where the flash and the overall highly skilled is just ridiculous. He's oozing skill, passing-wise and scoring-wise. I mean, that guy's bag was pump fakes, great handle. I mean, this guy could handle both hands. Like, don't assume he's like Bob Cousy. This guy's got behind-the-back highlights. He's got crossover highlights. He's got great handle highlights. Like, this man had the ball in a string. Okay, this guy was a walking show. Okay, I mean, this guy dropped 68 points in a game, and that's what we're getting at here is the great shooting. This guy shot, like 66 points, 66% from the three-point line one season when he was averaging like 1 or 2.02 three-point shots a game. That means every like 5 games he was getting up 1 3-point shot. So it's not like he had a great volume to really solidify that he's a 60% three-point shooter. But that's not the point. The point is if he gets 60%, that should be an indicator to tell you where we're getting at here, and that's the three-point shooting. This is where he's so much before his time, and that if he would have had an offense built around the three-point line in the 70s, Chris would have been absolutely right about this guy being ridiculous. He's such a perfect fit today's offense. He's, in my opinion, closer to a Kyrie and to a Luka, that kind of guy where it's just ridiculously highly skilled. I don't care if he's not going to dunk on everybody because they don't need to. Kyrie's not dunking on everybody. They're doing it with skill. Luka's not dunking on everybody. He's doing it with skill. Right, 6'5", ridiculously skilled. He's like James Harden in that aspect as well. Ridiculously skilled. Everything's a tough shot. Everything is unblockable because the angle he's shooting off of. You have to put all of these things into perspective to understand his greatness and the sadness of him not being recognized, which is ridiculous. I mean, this guy is easily, if you view him as a two guard, put him in the top 10 of all time. If he's a point guard, he needs to be in the top 10. Like this guy's a lock. This is so much more than a highlight tape and flashy passing. So much more to it. You have to really understand his game and understand how much it reflects modern NBA and understand that he's so much before his time, it's not even funny. And this is Chris using the word enigma is correct because this guy is just so hard to put into words because he's so special. And yeah, Chris,
Yeah.
this is a easy Robin Hood series because this is what it's about, man. The underappreciated. We're here to give you that knowledge, help you learn about the underappreciated because you deserve to know and learn and grow with your basketball knowledge. And this is one of those guys.
He just
man.
needed to be placed in the right era. It's just like he just was like way before his time. I mean, like everything he did then, we're doing now.
Yeah.
It's just like he's just in the wrong era. It was just before his time. The point guard wasn't as evolved and developed as it is now. Was as refined. You know what I mean? So he was like, that style of play doesn't lead to winning. But now you look at the game today, and that style of play does lead to winning.
It's a fact. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with you more, Chris. And, you know, he's another non-ringer, has no rings. So he doesn't get the respect that he should. And that's just sad. You know, you need to learn and grow as basketball fans. So look past guys who didn't get rings because the 70s is a great example of that. Because you look back at our all-time 70s ranking, I'm pretty sure the top 3 players only won one ring in that decade. And that was Kareem winning with Oscar Robertson, who was aging. That's the only guy. It was Bob McAdoo and Pistol Pete. Those were the top 3. And Bob McAdoo doesn't have any rings in the 70s. Terrible teams. You know, it's just these guys do not get the respect that they deserve from the 70s, and it's sad. It's sad just because they weren't a part of the winning teams.
And that goes back to my original argument from previous episodes of this, is that you can't base, you know, the accolades of an individual off of rings, because rings is team success. That's the success of a team, not the success of an individual. You can't be like, oh, I'm not going to care about this guy because he don't have rings, but that's the success of a team, not the success of an individual.
It's true. I couldn't agree with you more, Chris.
So appreciate him. That's me, Maravich. My favorite player of all